Ladies and gents, welcome to the Golden God and Friends podcast. Official episode number 1. I got some apologies to give out here. I'd like to apologize to Matt. He did 2 audio podcasts with me. And I don't think I'm going to upload those. That was just a test run for the mic we're using. I also would like to apologize for my buddy Six, which we actually recorded our first official episode of Golden God and Friends podcast. But I fucked up the audio, so it's not right. So I apologize for that, bro. I'll see you later this week. I'll have an updated outline so we can do another cast with you. Because he's part of the Mount Rushmore I kind of have in plan, and hopefully I can get all 4 of you guys eventually, one time. And the last apology is for yesterday with my cousin JJ. I also messed up that audio situation when I Skyped with him for our sports podcast that I affectionately dubbed Sad Lions fans, because that's what we are. There's a bunch of Sad Lions fans. But let's go past it. It's our first official episode. I got the preacher himself, ladies and gentlemen. Dan the Man is here.
I like how you start your first episode with a handful of apologies.
Yeah, I had to because it's
like I heard of one of them, and then
it's our first episode, bro. Come on, we're a team. We're a team. You're part of the Golden God and Friends podcast family. You're the one I had in mind originally tended, we got you.
I was the original and friend.
Yeah. I guess it's plural now. Friends now. I guess friends.
I'm adding that into my resume.
After a year and a half of bullshitting about it, we're finally doing it. I finally took the steps. You know.
I think it's going like to 2 years now.
Almost 2 years. Yeah, we should have been doing this for a long time. I think we'll be pretty successful. I don't expect it right away, but I expect just to have a lot of fun. So Dan the Man, anything else you want to say? Anything before we get going here? Any intro? Anything about yourself?
I love you.
I love you too, bro. I should say I'm your host and moderator, Straussman, the GG. Like I said, we got Dan the Man, the preacher himself here, finally. Kind of expectations. What are your expectations for the podcast and everything like that?
To have fun, to try to imitate what I love listening to and seeing all those people having a lot of fun with, talking.
I'm looking at my dog right now. People, my bad.
A bunch of awesome people talking to awesome people about awesome things, and I'm hoping we can do that.
Well, that's not us, I guess. Me. I mean, first of all, look at us. We look good. I mean, come on now.
In my personal life,
if I had the longer hair,
back when you had the longer hair. I used to watch a bunch of shows, and they would do, like, news you need to know. I know it was movies and video games, like, new things that came out. There's none of that anymore. There's, like, a big hole to be filled.
Yeah, we like filling holes. A lot of them. Shameless plug there. But what the real expectation is, basically what Dan the Man said. We're going to be primarily a video game movie podcast. Dan's the movie guy. He actually wanted to be a director. So we might do some skits too. I don't know. I'm going to try to get him out of his shell for that a little bit. Get out of my shell as well. I definitely really want to do this, just kind of get over the fear of the camera, looking into it. I feel pretty comfortable already, though, after just doing a few podcasts already that are never going to be seen. Sorry. But the expectations is, we're going to have a lot of fun here. We want you guys to enjoy the ride. I don't know. There's still a little bit of work to do. I still need to make the official YouTube channel. I got to make our Twitters. I got to do our IG, our Instagram, all the fucking social media shit. Also, we're not a kids show, so there's probably going to be language, probably mostly from me. Already, probably a few F-bombs in there.
I think the second thing you said to me when I got here was effing. Like, there was 3 F-bombs within the first sentence.
I'm kind of a jobless heathen right now, Dan the Man, so you can do that. Spring break, man. Spring break! What?
Spring break, you just got out of your job, looking into the new one. This is your 2 weeks of freedom.
Man, and I have never been fucking happier. It's been so good. It's been so fucking good. But it's like I said, we just want to have fun. I still, like I said, I gotta make the YouTubes and the stuff. But this will be our first official Golden God and Friends podcast. I do need to get like a graphic here. I'm gonna try to call in a couple favors, get a logo made here or two for us. I'm also the sound and editing guy, so I gotta like cue in the Tupac or whatever we're using here. The reason why I got YouTube up is we're kind of gonna do a live reaction here of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which got a release date, but that's not what we're gonna start with. Actually, fuck it, let's start with that. Let's go with that.
I want to see a homeless pit bull gives birth. In the first video that comes up, I don't know what you're looking at. That's like made up of your past searches, and the first thing that comes up is a pit bull.
I think that was what's trending, Dan the Man.
Giving birth. Yeah.
Maybe if I know how to spell things.
Yeah, that'll work too. It's you put the R before the V in Marvel.
Damn it! What the hell is up with me today?
Technical difficulties.
Marvin Gaye. There you go. Boom! Yay!
Oh, I finally saw. I was like 3 years late to the party, but I finally saw the Thor trailer too.
We'll be discussing that live here on Golden God and Friends podcast. Please, it's just a joke, so people don't get offended by that, even though I am that. Sorry for like the silence, but you guys are watching, so you can see.
You'd probably be able to put the audio in later after the fact when you're editing.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever, if I learn it. Learn how to do it. Whoa! Explosions!
Mega Man!
Mega Man X, Dan the Man. Come on, get it right.
Commander Redfield, you still dare challenge us? We are Ultron Sigma.
Okay, so first impression.
And we got a release date too, September 19th. Rocket Raccoons.
My favorite.
Bunch of DLC stuff as well.
Who is that?
That's Sigma. That's the one that Ultron combines with. And I love this fucking... I got a feeling that's going to be... That collector's edition is going to be expensive as shit. So
yeah,
I need to fucking get that. And the Infinity Orbs, the gems, like... It was all that shit, bruh.
And you can sell it to, what's his name? Thanos. And Sworn Allegiance.
I figured he would be in this game. You figured because... oh shit, it's looping it.
While we're talking about it, having it in the background, that's it for
so
inspiration.
What's your first impression about it?
First impression, they went off of... It almost seems like the story writers, I'm assuming Japan, right? If that's Capcom's company.
Well, there's also Capcom USA, but yeah, they're Japanese. They
saw Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, and thought, that's cool, let's make a game about the exact same thing.
Sort of. Obviously, it's going to have a lot of the MCU people in it, for sure, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
You're gonna see, that's why Captain Marvel's there. You see, that's why you see a lot of the originals are back. Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, all of them. Hawkeye. I want to see some newer people, but we'll see. I'm sure they'll have Black Panther and a few others.
Well, it's definitely how they're going to sell it, because these are all, like... You don't want to have something awesome like Marvel and not take advantage of the fact that Marvel's really popular and use all their big characters.
It's like, tied to the movies. They want to sell the movies. So all the movies that are coming up is probably the characters you're going to see. And you kind of see that here with Rocket Raccoon and everything.
The best move that you can do. Cause
it's very smart.
They're going to bank on that, yeah.
I feel like this roster is going to be 50 plus easy day one.
And the only one they're showing are the ones that you want to put in a poster.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see more for E3. I also want to do an E3 live focus camera. Come on, I want to do a live reactions or a live take on E3. You know, we're gonna have a E3 show for sure. I want to have an E3 predictions podcast before, so see who gets what right, so I can rub it in everyone's face that I'm, you know, the man with the plan. So it's a fighting game. I don't know if that really interests you, but I think I'm pretty excited for this one.
Fighting games are always the best for me. Like the first 2 weeks they're out, and then everyone I play with knows all the combos and everything, and I don't grow with it, and I just get destroyed. So it's definitely a good party game when it first comes out.
Okay. Well, is there anything? What game are you looking forward to play right now? Anything that you're kind of scheming and waiting for? What's the last thing? Or what you been gaming right now?
Okay. See, this is the weird thing. When it comes to games,
I'm the game guy. He's more the movie guy.
I get into it, but then I stop, and I finish games like 3 years after they were popular. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that, but well, a little bit to a degree. But
like 2 years ago,
your own pace, dude. That's the point of a video game.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. I just I would be like, oh my gosh, that was a great game. And I was like, yeah, we know. Like,
yeah, we played it already.
We beat the crap out of it. It was Borderlands. That was the last one I really got into.
Which one, too?
The first one, and I destroyed the game. Like,
second one's way better.
100%. I'm still. I played it multiple times. I heard, and I can't wait for that. But I tried playing it multiple times. I just didn't get into it like I did the first one. The first one.
Who was the first character you played as?
I always do soldier, and I don't play with people. I play by myself. So
he's lonely.
I just do the one.
He's a lonely guy.
But I choose to be. I like to play at my own pace because I know.
Simmer down,
okay,
Jeffrey.
Listen,
don't flip the table.
No, I played with my brother. I tried to get into it when he was really into it, and I would be trying to look for things, and he'd be rushing out to go to the end. So I'm like, okay, well, this is probably a game where
I am the same way when I play too by myself. I always in Borderlands. I always do all the side quests. I always look for every fucking thing. I platinum the first game. I'm so close to platinum the second game. I only need like 1 or 2 trophies.
And the second game is like 3 times longer too.
Yeah, it's really fun. Really, really fun. I didn't like the pre-sequel that much.
I never tried it.
But I'm excited for 3. But my favorite character is the Siren. I always love the Sirens in that game. And they're pretty hot. But I just like how I love Lilith and I love Maya. I didn't even think I was going to like Maya's powers, but her power is very, very useful.
Yeah.
Where she could trap people, and then everyone can start shooting that person. It's really cool, especially when you take a boss and you just fucking, and it hits them with everything. Because I got all the way through, I think, Anarchy with her. I don't know. I don't remember what tree it was, but it did, the move was called Cataclysm. So when I use that, it hits them with everything. Poison, electricity, fire, like, everything, every single thing, acid, like it hits them all at once. It was really cool attack. Really
I never
cool
used a magic person. Do they have a magic bar in Borderlands?
They all kind of do. Like for you, it's the turret. That's kind of like your magic bar is the turret.
Okay, I see.
But
which
nothing new.
Used.
Nothing new. You're looking forward to nothing like
Red
Dead, anything.
Definitely, I was always more of a everything else in Rockstar other than Red Dead. Like Red Dead had its bit. But when I got over it, I kind of got over it.
You're not excited for the second one, though?
The new one looks cool, but it's just not my jam anymore. Like, I love everything coming out of Rockstar. L.A. Noire was perfect.
I love that one a lot,
Grand
too.
Theft Auto, I didn't come out of my room. I didn't talk to people for, like, 2 weeks until I completely, like, destroyed the game. And then I started waiting for the next one, which sounds really good, but everything's on Red Dead right now, and I'm
very excited for Red Dead 2. The game's gonna be great. The first one was fucking fantastic. Like it got Game of the Year that year.
Not the first one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not Red Dead Revolver. No one wants to talk. That was Capcom though.
All the comments coming out saying,
yeah, everyone, you stupid dumbass.
They're just raging. Got metal playing the back.
I think we all, whoever knows me, I think everybody knows what I'm playing.
Persona 5. P5.
This bad boy. And I don't know if you have the time, but I could do a fucking podcast all by myself and talk about this game for fucking hours because I'm 40 hours deep already, and absolutely fucking fantastic game. I'm going to spew a little bit. I'll give you my initial impressions of the game. told everyone about it, and everyone that's bought it has come back to talk to me, which I love. I love doing that. When suggesting a new game to somebody, and like, just get outside your comfort zone, try something new, and see if you'll like it. And everyone has been loving Persona 5, and they really fucking should. It's fucking incredible. It's probably one of the best games ever made. I'm going out on a limb saying that right now. Like, it is one of the best ever made. I was lucky enough to get the game a little bit early. I got to play it, like, I got a day early. Like, I guess it was an early birthday gift from Amazon there. I got to play it a little bit early. I got it before I got called into said job. So I only got to play like the first 28 minutes. But the first 28 minutes, I could tell already after being Persona 4 for year after year, because I always play that game every year. I have 300 hours into Persona 4. Easy. From both versions of the game. Don't hate me for that. Don't think I'm a weirdo. I have a social life. I do have a social life, people.
A lot of it is with your TV and your game characters, but
also your mother. She's a saint.
True.
Everyone
Very
had to
true.
see that one coming. I mean, he put it there. Yeah, I'm gonna dunk that shit, dude.
I'll think before I speak next time.
No, be free. I want to slam you as much as possible. But
Is that a euphemism? Like, were you serious? You want to slam me?
I could, man.
You could.
This sketchy, TV dinner table we're
Tray
using
thing.
tray.
I'll use it as a weapon.
For yeah.
I'll hold it against you. Wouldn't it be the first time you slam me against the door?
There's no proof of that. Well, there is.
There is
but-
proof. There's actually a lot of proof.
I don't know anymore if it's still there.
Video
but-
evidence. Yeah, that's a long time ago. But it happened.
But I could just tell the first 28 minutes that this game was better than 3 and 4. It is so fucking good. Like I said, I'm 40 hours in, and every time I think I'm gonna know what's going on, because I played previous Personas, it does something different. It always surprises me, and the characters are so well layered in this game. Like, if you ever watch any anime, any TV show, any video game you play a lot of RPGs or JRPGs or whatever RPGs you play. There's always character tropes. You got like the asshole guy, you got the cutesy girl or the model girl, and then you got the stoic prince or some type of guy. It's all in it's always played out in every single TV show. Every single TV show you watch, you'll see it. You'll probably
The Naruto, the Sasuke, and the Sakura.
don't ever talk about Naruto on our podcast again, because I'm not a fan.
You're not a fan of Naruto?
I never liked Naruto.
Really?
I'm a Dragon Ball guy.
Okay.
That's what I grew up on.
Okay, Goku, Vegeta, and I don't know, Bulma.
I guess so, yeah. Bulma is what you would consider a Tsunade character that's really angry and hits people all the time. Because that's
Okay.
what she does.
Okay. Well, they are lacking that kind of female that everyone kind of desires in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, sort of. I mean,
Bulma, I think, started out to be that person. Never to Goku, but to everyone else.
yeah, she was. If you watch the original series, she was pretty slutty. She
Yeah.
was super. She always showed her panties and everything. But off tangent, going past that.
Okay,
This
alright.
is not anime talk.
Okay,
We're
this is
talking about
Persona.
video games.
Get your
But-
crap together.
I'll end it really soon for Persona 5. Just fucking play it. It's really, really good. I'm 40 hours in, but the layers of the characters are absolutely fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, one character I'll give in particular, because I was always thought, because you can it's gonna get a little weird, but you can romance characters in this game. Like, like, if you ever play any Persona, it's all about bonds, building links with people, social links. You spend time with this person, your bond grows. Very much like real life, kids, okay? Very much, you hang with this person, your bond grows a little bit more, stuff like that. And that's what the game's about. It's always building your bonds up. But I always thought I was gonna romance Ann because she's blonde, and blonde hair, blue eyes are always my favorite type of girl. But I don't know. I still might in this playthrough. But I'm really attracted to Makoto. Like, she is so well layered, and plus she's a student council president. Who doesn't want to deflower that, right? Like, come on, like, yeah. But she has so many layers to her, and she is probably one of the best characters. They all are. Like, they're all so layered nicely, even though you kind of know the trope, But they're so well acted, so well written, and it's just a testament to the team and everyone that played it. I'm gonna try to bring my buddy on. Me and Chad had a really good conversation about it. I got him into the game, and he loves it. So when he beats it and I beat it, I'm gonna bring him on the podcast, and we're gonna try to talk spoiler talk and talk a little bit about it, because it was really, like, I can't put it down most of the time. I wanted to constantly play that game. It's so good. I'm only 40 hours in. A lot of people say I would be behind because there's been a couple days I haven't played it yet. But I'm hoping to get back on it and definitely do that. Any interest in Injustice 2, Mario Kart, anything that was coming out soon?
Well, for Persona, I wanted to say that just off the bat, watching, because last time I was here, you were showing me all the intros for all the other games. And granted, the other games are a lot.
I can play the intro right now. Please don't fucking ban me, Atlas, please.
The other intros were a lot older, but this one was very stylistic. It had almost a Cowboy Bebop feel to it. It was very...
Name dropping. Nice. I like it.
And it's coming from a non-anime person.
I'm trying to get Dan into anime more.
Everyone and their mothers.
Next week, we got to do, for our movie stuff, because we'll get to that for sure, but I want you to watch The Room. And I want you...
Okay.
I want you to watch it. And I want you to come back, and we're going to discuss it.
I've already kind of spoiled it a little bit, because I was watching a video with my brother, and we were watching the Sins people.
Yeah, Sinless Sins. There's too many in that fucking...
And we were having a ball with that one. That, and there's even a worse one, Birdemic. If you've never seen Birdemic...
That sounds familiar. I don't know why. Maybe because I watched a little bit of that video.
So bad they're good, but this one's like, it goes over to so bad it's good, then so bad that it's really bad. Like, it crosses the spectrum over again. I've never seen a movie do that.
Yeah. You'd be surprised at some of the shitty movies you'll watch.
The only thing I heard, though, for The Room is that it has, like...
You need to watch it. It's, like, hilariously bad, but it's very funny. Like, it's super funny. Like, there's so many quotable lines in that fucking movie. It's amazing.
I know the, what's it? I didn't hit her. I didn't. No, it's not me. Oh, hi, Mark. Like, there's no...
Oh, hi, Mark.
Transition
there's
to
no emotion at all in that scene. Like, he's trying to, have emotion in that scene, and he just... It's terrible.
That's the director, too. Director, writer.
No, he did everything.
Yeah.
He was director, writer, producer. Like, he did it all. Like, he got the movie funded. I don't know how this strange little man got this movie funded, but he paid for all of it. It's a cult hit. Like, people watch this shit in the theaters.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, even still today, they have, like...
Yeah, they throw spoons and shit, wear wigs, and it's weird. It's like, it's funny. I would want to actually go see it in the theater so I can laugh my ass off with everybody. We might have to do that.
You've legitimately seen the movie?
Yeah, I've watched it like 6 times. It's so funny.
How'd you hear about it?
Way back when me and my buddies watch a lot of Nostalgia Critic, and he's like the angry video game nerd but for movies, and he watches a lot of shitty movies, and he watched that one. Like, everyone requested that one, and he watched it, and that's how I heard about it. But then we actually watched the movie, and I was like, holy shit. It's true, everything that's said, but you gotta watch it. Like, it's just so damn good.
And you liked it?
Like, good, bad. Like, it's hard to describe.
Did he tell you what you were gonna watch when you watched it? Like, you knew going in it was one of those bad it's good, or he was just like, you gotta watch this. And
my buddy or Nostalgic? Because we watched the Nostalgia.
Oh, so you already knew what you were.
Yeah, we knew what to expect.
Like,
but there's still a lot of scenes you don't see that he shows in that.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch it. It's like so horrible. Like, it's bad, but it's good at the same. Like, not good in the sense of like it's a good movie, but good in the sense that you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna really have it.
It's a very Napoleon Dynamite. Not everyone understands it, but.
I actually like Napoleon Dynamite. I thought it was funny.
I like it too, but
he never did anything else.
It's a very subgroup of people who like it.
Yeah.
And then everyone else look into them and they go, "What? Why are you watching this like 3 times in a row?"
Some other gaming news is: have you saw the specs of the Xbox Scorpio at all?
No, I never know anything about that stuff until it comes out.
Maybe we'll skip this topic then.
Even
but...
no, go for it because I want to know, and it's funny how.
Well, I'm not a tech guy, so this was what was beneficial when Six was on the podcast
because
he really
is
knew,
a tech. Okay.
He knew the specs and shit, but the Scorpio like it's attractive in the sense of specs, but I don't feel like a lot of third-party companies are gonna get the best out of that. Like this is supposed to be their 4K powerhouse. Like the specs were sexy, blah blah blah. They're bragging about it. I feel like they should unveil the console before E3, but they're not gonna do that.
Right.
I think it's smart to get rid of the tech talk first, because that's boring, at least to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's boring, for sure. Tech talk. This 6 teraflops, whatever the fuck that. Like, I don't know what that fucking means. Do you know what that fucking means?
Wait, so you wanted me to talk about the specs of it, and then you said I don't care about the specs of it.
Well, I want to know what your reaction was. Like, if you saw the specs and the stuff.
I hear people say it's cool and stuff, and they always do when you're trying to push the limits and stuff. There's always the third parties who you can't really do too much with because they're not just making it for your console, they're making it for all the consoles. Which is amazing why Nintendo doesn't make absolutely, like, over-the-top games. Zelda was really, really good, but they're very first-party, so their Mario games and their Zelda games should always be, like...
But I think you need to have exclusives, though. For a console to survive, you need to have exclusives. And I think that's what Xbox is lacking, big time. Like, with the cancellation of Scalebound, that shit hurt me, dude. There's, like, nothing on Xbox One. Like, you can look at my Halo one right here, just hanging out, collecting dust.
And it's a great console too.
It's a fantastic console, but they're not support. I feel like Phil Spencer's supporting it, right? The guy that's the head of Microsoft Gaming and everything. But the people above him clearly, in my opinion, do not give a fuck about video games. Like they just don't care.
That's the thing. When it becomes a multi-billion-dollar, like once you hit a certain number, it goes from creators to lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what they're always trying to fight. Hollywood's still going through that. Video games now have to go through that.
Just personally, you can't have Gears, you can't have Halo, you can't have all of these great exclusives you got, and you can't put them on PC.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
But they always were, Halo was always PC.
Well, Halo was always started on original Xbox.
But they moved over to the PC.
Well, they
that
did.
Was early on.
That was like years later. Like it was like a year. Like it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was much later. Halo 1 that was put on PC. But that's what Microsoft is. They are more of a PC company. But to me, you gotta have exclusives to sell your console. And I'm really confused by this misconception that people think that PC gamers don't exist. Like there's millions of PC gamers. You just don't see them inside a video game store or Best Buy or Target or anything because they don't sell PC games anymore.
There's a reason for that also. It was the Steam that came by and all these other programs where it's so much more efficient.
Yes.
Which is why these stores aren't doing too well because they can't adapt to it.
Steam is an amazing thing. If you guys don't know what Steam is an online PC where you can just buy games. Like they sell games for super cheap, like newer games for cheap. It's all digital. They're one of the first one of the first companies to adopt digital only.
Yeah.
And that's why so many people have like 300 plus games in their backlog of Steam because, oh shit, this game's $1 now. I'm going to buy that game for $1.
And talk about cult hits also. There's a bunch of good cult hits that just come out from small companies. Go to Steam. People try them out. There's a bunch of them that went to PlayStation and Xbox. Gone Home is a fantastic one. Talk about
really good, yeah.
Really like innovative storytelling where it's not guiding you by the hand yet. It's so interesting how the story kind of comes out and everything.
This guy.
And that's,
nothing's interesting.
That's
man.
my video game talk.
I feel like I feel like Microsoft has to get it together though. I obviously they're waiting until E3 to throw out the big guns, but they can't do that. They got to have some exclusives, man. You can't have exclusives on your on PC because it's not exclusive to me. Like, that's not exclusive. If someone can get it on PC, that means it's an exclusive game. Like, for example, Sony, Uncharted, Horizon, Last of Us, Persona 5, they're all games that you have to have a PS4 to play.
Yeah.
You can't buy anything else. And I think you need to have that. Same thing with Nintendo. With the Nintendo Switch, as you can see right here. Zelda. You gotta get either a Wii U or a Switch. And let's be honest, you ain't fucking buying a Wii U. It's like, you got to have that game if you get a Switch. I mean, that's the game to buy.
And it was good. I wasn't
it's
expecting
not
to
good.
like it that much. No. The game's Zelda's
It's
good.
incredible. It is fan-fucking-tastic. It's one of the best.
Yeah.
One of the highest reviewed games of all time.
I've always liked Zelda, but I never got into it. That game is something you can get into.
It's almost a lock for Game of the Year. That's a lie, because when he found out I had a Switch, he came over like a few weeks ago. He found out I had a Switch. He's like, "Oh, let's play it." And he played Zelda, and I couldn't get him off the damn thing. Like, he loved it so much.
It was good, because it had all the great elements of a game, and especially one that I would like.
He almost killed my horse, Jeffrey. It was close.
Yeah, I don't remember how, but I almost killed everyone. I almost died jumping off, like, when I started up the game, I was up in, like, a watchtower, and I had to jump off, and...
Yeah, you didn't use the
parachute.
paraglide.
There's a parachute, apparently. Paraglide, yeah.
That was so funny. I'm like, damn, that's probably not the smart thing to do, but do what you want. It's you can play.
Now, the worst bit was, I went up to a mountain, and when I was going home, and it was time to stop, I looked over to the side, and I see this Mount Doom looking thing, and I'm like, no, that's where I want to go, but it's like 100 years away, and I'm like, I could easily spend 3 hours just playing the game, just off the bat.
The game's so incredible,
It's really
and it's
good.
shameful for me to say, because I only got like 6 hours into the game.
Even still.
Yeah,
You're a jobless heathen now. You should get into this stuff.
I am a jobless heathen, but Horizon came out, and I wanted to do that game justice and beat it. I have 28 hours into Horizon and haven't beat it yet. And then I'm like, all right, I need to at least beat this game before Persona 5 comes out. Right. But no, Persona 5 comes out, and then I'm like 40 hours deep into that. I'm in a vicious cycle. I need to finish shit. And I just love Persona too much. I can't stop playing it. Like, it's just so fucking good to me. It's everything I wanted ever from the Persona series or Final Fantasy, like, in general. I wish Final Fantasy, went in that direction. I think Final Fantasy will come back to its JRPG roots eventually. I think either 16 or 17 will be a turn-based game. You heard it first on the Golden God and Friend podcast now.
See, but me being more of a very casual gamer, I really like that it's quicker action. It's not the whole strategic.
If you played Persona though, I think you would change your mind, because they make turn-based very fun. It's very stylish. It's very good looking, and there's a rhythm to it. It's not, hey, I'm waiting here for hours to make a move. Yeah. You're in a rhythm.
And that was one thing about also one of the I think it was the Final Fantasy 13, where it was like
bosses, a hybrid. It's like a hybrid of turn-based / action.
Bosses could take like half an hour to beat, and like they had.
Well, there's a turtle, the Super Amatoys in Final Fantasy 15 that takes like takes like an hour and a half to beat or something.
Right, I can't do that. I don't have the patience to take.
Well, with that game, all you gotta do is hit O.
What's that?
I mean, that's how you attack in that game. That's all you do in 15. There's like no.
Yeah. It's cool how you said circle was O also, but that's all right.
I could edit that out,
Nope, it's in. I'm gonna call back to it all day. You're just gonna have to edit everything if you're gonna edit that out.
Why is this chunk of the podcast gone? Okay, last thing about gaming before we move on to some movies here. We're already at 33 minutes.
I haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet.
Yeah, I know. Our pants are still on. First off, I mean, shit. Let's talk about this.
The first thing you said is get comfortable, and I still have my pants on. What's up?
Let's talk about the NES Classic being discontinued.
Are they?
It's officially ends in 3 days. Like the end of April, it's kaputs for the NES Classic. So it was Best Buy, I think yesterday, Monday, had, or whenever you're watching this video, you're probably late to the party. Because I posted it on Facebook to give people a head start, because Best Buy got some more in stock. Which could be like 3. But I don't know how many they got. Oh, it's
3 per store, so it's a good spread.
They probably got a lot more than that. They probably got a good maybe like 15 to 20. Yeah. But people always camp out and do crazy shit all the time.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
You would see a line build up in Best Buy. and
Best
stuff.
Buy, any local
All for
place.
Nintendo Switch.
I camped out. You never done that before? You never camped out for anything?
No, I never
I
cared
camped
enough.
out. Me and my buddy Mello, we camped out for a Majora's Mask 3DS
Okay,
console.
I was about to say.
But
way
we
back
didn't
when?
get one. We didn't get it. We missed out.
See, that's why I don't do it, because I would be that guy.
It was
This
one
would
of
be
the.
the line. This would be the last person who gets it, and I'll be right here, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
It was one of the coldest nights in Florida too, which is hilarious.
It snowed too one year.
Yeah, it was funny, and global warming is real, right?
Yeah. That's those polar bears,
Sorry,
and
polar
they're
bears.
blocks of ice.
Sorry, polar bears.
I'm not sorry. They'd rip your face off.
They would, man. I watched that episode of American Dad where he got his legs bitten off by a polar bear. Remember that?
I didn't see that episode, but I'm sure it's
super hilarious. It's super funny.
If you guys don't know, the documentary American Dad, it shows real life stories, and the poor guy got his legs eaten by a polar bear. So,
Yes, it is. It's a documentary.
it's a documentary series.
In cartoon form, I guess. Yes. But what do you think
a
of
new
that? You
style.
think it's a bad decision to because this thing's a hot item. Everybody fucking wants
Yes,
this.
and pardon.
I have mine still sealed.
You got one?
Yeah, you want? I'll bring it out.
Don't open it up, because if you're gonna keep it sealed, keep that bad boy for however long to drive up desire. Little dust building up on the top. That's all right.
Yeah. Suck my balls. Woo!
You got it through the first shipment that came in.
No.
They were all pre-ordered, right? The first ones.
I actually passed on it on the first shipment because I'm stupid. But we got like more at said job, former said job.
A glorified toy store.
Yeah.
We used to work at a glorified toy store. I remember when these first came in, people were talking about it and stuff, but it wasn't anything too big. And I opened up the box for like the first shipment. I didn't think anything of it. I didn't know I was holding on to gold.
The thing about Nintendo, man, they always make limited quantities on purpose because it's very fucking smart marketing. I mean, it drives up demand. But
True.
But the thing is, most gamers probably wouldn't buy this. Well, gamers will buy this, but it's the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
It's what it really is. It's the guys that business suits that they haven't played games, since their childhood. Everyone that, moved on from video games, which I'll never do. That's sickening. No one ever do that. Video games are awesome. And I'm always finding better and better games as the years go on. But that's what they're really feeding off to. They're feeding off the mothers, the housewives that don't, that used to be gamers when they were younger, and now they want the, NES Classic, and they're willing to pay like $300 for one on eBay and shit. It's like ridiculous prices. I think personally it's a dumb move to discontinue it, but also smart at the same time because the rumor is they're doing it for the Super NES Classic. That's the next one. They're stopping it to make that one now.
That makes a little more sense. But part of my ignorance, I have no idea how Nintendo is still a company, a thriving company.
Because they're rich, Dan the man. They have like 10,
but
like 10 billion yen or something. Like it's something ridiculous.
But when you have something like this where everyone wants it, you have that desire, keep creating the desire, and you discontinue it. Like everyone who still really wants it, not everyone has it, so they're gonna go get it. And now they're denying those people kind of the chance to get it. So
yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from.
It's a lose-lose situation. They're not gonna make money on it, and those people aren't gonna get it. But to those people, I would say you can get all these games pretty much for free.
Emulator, yeah.
Yeah.
ROM.
And those are like the
Do you
easiest thing.
support that? Are you okay with that? You don't think that's pirating or stealing? Do you like that?
I'm not the person. I'm not the person you ask, because I almost burned down stores when they moved games from $50 when they're new to $60 when they're new. I wanted to, and controllers are $60 also. So it's like
they're going high. Controllers are getting more expensive for whatever reason. Like a lot of the special editions from Microsoft are $70.
If we're talking about a reasonable situation, I would say no. Why would you steal it? Do what you need to and get the game legitimately.
Well, no, I can openly admit I'm okay with that. I have all the ROMs on my fucking laptop right now. Like, this is
if
just...
the FBI is listening, we're joking.
This is just, nostalgia. And also, the reason why I haven't opened this, I have a fucking NES right there. That's why.
True.
I was playing Ninja Gaiden. Like, I have all the shit, majority of this shit already. I bought it because I just knew it was going to be a hot item.
Yeah.
It's nostalgia. It's a mini NES that you hook up to your TV. It's just cool as shit. It literally fits in your hand. Like, it's probably a quarter of this box.
Yeah.
That's how big it is. Six had it in his hand on the actual first episode of the show that will never air. So this is the first episode of the show.
We have a little display also of the hand that's holding on to the Nintendo.
And it's ridiculously tiny. It's super tiny. But
even
I'm
the
all
box
in.
itself can fit in my hand.
I'm all in for a Super NES. I want that shit.
That one's cool.
That was my very first game console at 5 or 6 years old. I need to have that. But it sucks. I'm probably going to have to camp out for that.
True, because Nintendo is... I'm telling you, I don't know how they make money when there's so much people who... Like, they're very limited to who gets it.
Well, it's kind of the same thing with the Switch, but the Switch has sold 2 million copies. Man.
And
it's
that was
doing
all they
really
made.
good. They're doing really, really well. The Switch is an incredible success.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't understand Nintendo's mentality. They say it's selling like hotcakes. In order to sell like hotcakes, you need hotcakes, and they're out of hotcakes.
Well, it's always supply and demand, my man.
Yeah.
But the demand's so high that the supply can't do it, but it'll eventually work itself that way. It will eventually go down.
True, which is not what they want to happen.
No. But that's when that does happen, that's when they do like the mid console. That's what they do, like the PS4 Pro, the Xbox One Slim, the
True,
slimmer
but Nintendo
console.
never does that.
They're gonna do it with this. You kidding me? I think this will get smaller. I don't know how the hell it will, but it will get smaller. They will make the Switch smaller.
Is that necessarily a good thing? Is that your complaint that because I know if you take that screen out and you're using that screen as your primary screen when you're playing the game?
I am absolutely fine with the Switch how it is. I bought it day one because I needed to play Zelda. That's a stupid decision.
Maybe touchscreen. Does it have touchscreen?
It does, yes.
Okay, so then I can't even really think of a feature. I'm sure they'll find some, and it'll probably be ridiculous, but find some way to
it'll probably be better battery life. That's what I would naturally assume.
Yeah.
It'd be better battery life. It'll be a little bit smaller. You can make it more portable. Even though I think it's super portable enough anyway right now, to be honest with you. There will be more games on the way. I feel like it's going to be very Wii U-ish this year. They're going to have their big titles certain months. Mario Kart's this Friday, which I got to pick up even though I'm a jobless heathen. I got to get that game.
You going to go back to the glorified toy store? Pick it up?
I have to. I got a lot of reserves there, so
Yeah.
I have to go still pick some of those up. I don't technically have to pick them up, but I want to pick them up because they're like collector's editions and shit I have pre-ordered. Like Fire Emblem. I have the new Fire Emblem collector's pre-order. I was the only one to get it, so I need to pick it up.
You're the only reserve they have.
They have another one coming in, though, I think, because I ordered, I product requested to help a to help a family out because they needed it, and that's what I always did, was always help people out. So we'll end the video game talk on that. So Dan thinks it's a bad decision. I also think it's a bad decision because I guess they don't like money. I like money.
Right?
I really like money.
Nintendo, I don't get how they're still around. Like after Wii U, and Wii U didn't sell what it should have sold, and it really didn't compete with the new consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox
biggest
One.
downfall of the Wii U wasn't because of the first party. The first party lineup was fucking incredible. It's probably one of the best ever. But it's because they didn't have the third party support.
Yeah.
You need to have the Maddens. You need to have the NBAs. You need to have the Call of Duties.
And we could see it every day working at a glorified toy store.
I like how you keep saying
You see the section. It's like Xbox One, entire wall, 2 parts of a wall. PlayStation, even bigger, or I think Xbox was probably bigger.
The question is, Dan the Man, you're really missing the question here. Why is your glasses off? Why did you take them off before the podcast?
Oh, they're not photocentric. Yeah, I feel. I'll save that for another podcast. The reveal of a podcast. I was wondering, like, this whole time, I was like, oh, he's being really cool about it. Usually he asks, why don't you have your glasses on? But this time, nothing. There's nothing.
You see how I suckered them into that? It was great. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Big worker. Let's talk about what you really love. Sorry, I'm clapping. Movies. What are some of the hot new titles did you see? Did you see King Kong? Did you see Ghost in the Shell? Power Rangers?
I've seen Power Rangers, Ghost in the Shell. It's an anime, so like we discussed earlier, I'm not into anime. But
I saw it. I liked it. But go ahead. Did you see?
I heard such mixed things about it.
I'll say why I'll like it, but go ahead with the.
I started watching the anime version of it, and I tried watching it before. Also, I honestly can't get into kind of the Japanese. It's the storytelling, the way they kind of put it together.
So you're racist.
I'm prejudiced when it comes.
I'm just.
I'm prejudiced to this one particular thing because it always kind of happens in Japanese made like storylines. Like they usually,
it is a different art style.
When somebody tells you, it's usually fantastic. Like, oh, that's so awesome, and like.
But when you actually see it, you don't get that reaction.
But when you see how they put it together, it's like. I watched maybe the first 40 minutes of it, and my brother was falling asleep. So
you were almost done, man.
We'll finish it
you
later.
should have finished it.
We should have.
You should go back and watch it. It's incredible. That movie's a 10 out of 10.
It's one of those things where you watch it and then you stop for a little bit and then you're like, oh, we'll pick it up, and you never pick it up.
Not me. I actually really love that movie. That movie's a 10 out of 10 for me. Not
that it was bad, but
not the live action one, but the actual anime movie was fantastic. And I just love the metaphor of Ghost in the Shell, because it's your soul's trapped in a different body. That's why it's called Ghost in the Shell, because your brain is implanted in, a robotic suit, basically. Okay. That's why it's called Ghost in the Shell. You're a puppet. You're being used as a puppet.
See, and that's a prime example of when somebody explains it to you, and you're like, oh yeah, that's really cool. That's really meta. Watching the movie, I didn't get that. I honestly have no idea what the movie is about.
You kind of have to think. I'm sorry you have to think, Dan.
I don't like to think too much.
I'm sorry it's not handed to you on a silver platter. You gotta fucking think about the damn movie.
It's just like sometimes you watch something and they put the lines so that they're over explaining, like in the beginning, like what happened to your father, like they would do that, and just to put backstory in the like. So far, all the conversations they're having are a lot of backstory stuff with no explanation as to what they're talking about. It's like, you remember what happened last Thursday? Yeah, I know. And then just keep going on, and something happened last Thursday, and they keep referencing it, but you never really know.
Okay, I'll tell you what I liked about the live action movie. I'm gonna give it a, there's really no rating scale we have here yet anyway. We don't do reviews technically, but we might. Like, we're gonna probably go see it. With Matt, because I want to take Matt to it, because Matt hates clowns, and that's like the best thing ever. Ghost in the Shell, I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's a solid 7 out of 10. Most people will give it a 5 or a 6. I gave it a 7 because it pays a lot of homage to the anime a lot, but it also does its own thing to kind of get rid of the whitewashing. If you don't really know what whitewashing is when they replace like a Japanese like thing with like an American person. For example, Makoto is obviously a Japanese name. Kusaragi, the major, is supposed to be technically, I guess, at least Japanese name wise, but they do a really good job explaining it in this one. Like, I like how they did it to kind of get rid of the whitewashing. And honestly, if you get a chance to get Scarlett Johansson to be the major, you go get Scarlett Johansson to be the major.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like about her performance of it is she kind of had a stiff walk all the time. Obviously,
to portray a robot.
To be a robot, but like, you don't have to do that for the major, because it's a highly advanced machine, so you don't really have to move like that, but they made her walk like that for whatever reason. And the other thing I didn't really like is that she blinks, I think on accident.
Yeah, because I read one of the facts was the director, he didn't want the robot to blink just to give it more of a robot feel.
Well, it's a very...
An occasional blink. It would get
well, we're humans. We always blink. It's natural to blink, to wipe your eyes, whatever. But that's why it's called Ghost in the Shell, because your mind's planted in something else. And if you ever watch the anime, if you ever go back and watch the anime, or you watch the movies or whatever, she never blinks, and it's a very haunting thing, because she's just piercing through your soul. It's very creepy to me in a sense. Why the fuck are you not blinking? Like, it's very weird. It's obviously because she's a goddamn robot. But I think she did it on accident. There was like some water and stuff like that. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a bigger deal to me because I really liked the anime, and that's what I liked about the anime was the haunting portrayal of, like, I don't ever want to know that feeling if my brain ever got planted in something. Like, it's just, that's a scary thought. That's a haunting thought. That's why I like it's called Ghost in the Shell, because you're just really, your soul's just trapped in this empty shell.
Yeah.
Like, you have no feeling, you have nothing. Like, you have no feeling, you don't have any recollection of anything. You're just there to do your job. That's it.
And I want to go back to the whitewashing bit, because
Go ahead.
I think that's absolutely, I don't know. There's a certain point.
Holy shit, we're at 50 minutes already. But go ahead, continue.
There's a point. Oh, and I can go like all day about this too.
I could too.
There's a point where it's like
The cast might be a little extended today since I to be apologize
since
for everything.
it's number one. So
Yeah.
we'll work out the kinks. But whitewashing, when it came to this movie, I didn't really see a whitewashing bit, and I know there's a lot of outrage, but that's just from like really oversensitive social justice warrior people.
I agree 100%. Like, get the fuck over it. Like, it has nothing to do.
I get it with the Great Wall with Matt Damon, because that one makes absolutely no sense.
Well, it's a little weird too in Doctor Strange. Like, you end up having an old, like, British woman instead of like an old Chinese man.
They did the same with
And then even with the other character,
they
the
did the same
African American
with,
dude, I forgot his name.
Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin.
Yeah,
He was British.
and honestly,
he was a Mandarin.
It was also a joke
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He was a joke in that movie.
Spoiler.
Dude, that movie's like 4 years old, maybe.
It doesn't matter. There are people
Yeah,
who have not seen.
there's gonna be someone in the comments. You piece of shit.
What if someone just saw the Marvel vs. Capcom thing? They're like, oh, that's really cool. Let me watch all the Marvel movies now. Ruined. Just ruined. Thanks,
Well,
Levi.
My bad, bruh. But I had to say it because it was a joke in that.
And wasn't it awesome when he died? Oh, darn.
Oh, damn, spoilers.
But yeah, the whitewashing. I saw a video where this guy went to Japan and he said, "What do you think about like the casting?" And yeah, she was very pretty. Like she really fits the part.
Well, if you ever watch an anime,
And this is in Japan too.
if you ever watch an anime, they don't look Japanese.
Yeah, exactly.
The characters I'm playing in Persona don't look Japanese.
And then also it kind of depends, because when it's American centric, because America at some point I don't believe
Yeah,
I don't
to a
even,
degree,
believe it's at this point anymore. But it was the major market was in America, and for everything entertainment when it came to TV and movies.
it was,
And now
yeah.
video game, the biggest market is America. I think within the last, there was one big release that just came out that it was bigger in China. So China kind of has a bigger market now, and they're kind of gearing it towards. That's why you kind of see.
They also
more
have
Great Walls and whatnot.
way more people than we have.
Yeah. So movies, you might start seeing them kind of gear more towards Chinese stuff. But regardless, a lot of these animes and stuff.
Why is there a Chinese flag in this American movie?
Aren't they in Kansas?
What? Yeah, aren't they in fucking Missouri? Or fucking China, like
And they're eating rice balls in
Yeah.
the gas station. It's like, what gas station sells rice balls?
fortune cookies everywhere in the movie. Like that's a recurring joke.
Isn't
Just
it-
find a fortune cookie.
Isn't
everywhere.
that something, man? When that will come up, and we're gonna look back at this, we're gonna say, "Wow, we didn't.
right.
We didn't see it coming."
when
didn't see it coming.
we're taking over from China?
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Mhm.
Just like what's it? Homefront.
Like Homefront, or a more realistic version of Red Dawn, the remake.
which was totally fucking Homefront. Like the remake.
It was, but it was so good.
You like the remake? I never
Oh my
watched the
gosh,
remake.
it was fantastic. I liked it better than the original.
I like Thor.
I know the hate, the comment. It's an opinion. My opinion, it was so much better. It
Your
was
opinion
really
doesn't
good.
matter, you piece of shit. Damn the man.
I'm
That's-
sorry, I forgot. Chinese overlords.
People, just relax. Let the man have an opinion. Don't rip him
But
apart.
I loved it. It was one of those.
Let me rip him apart.
It's one of those experiences which I absolutely love. You don't expect it. Like you see the trailer, and the trailer was fantastic. It had "Hey Man, Nice Shot," which is a fantastic song, especially to put in an action movie trailer. And it was one of those you're excited to see it, but you don't really know what to expect going in. And then like really
You saw it in
liking
theater?
it. No, we saw it. We saw it at home.
Okay,
They
okay.
didn't do very well in theaters.
I don't think so. I don't think
No.
a lot of people in the remake society. It's kind of frowned upon.
Well, it was such a that movie in particular had a struggle being made. It was being funded by a company that went broke to go to another company that went broke, that sold it to another company, so it was moved around so much.
So was the video game.
When it came to the marketing, they didn't really get a chance to kind of do it right.
They had a big star. They had Chris Hemsworth.
They had Chris
Thor.
Hemsworth and
They had Thor.
Josh Peck, and a bunch of people. PETA from Hunger Games, what's his name? I forgot his name already, but
So
what's up, bud?
let's move on a little bit because we're getting fucking long. But Power Rangers, you saw that, right? I didn't see it. So
Yeah.
tell me about it.
You still haven't seen Power Rangers?
No.
It was good. It was
There's so many things I don't like about it though. I don't like the suits. I don't like the look.
The look is something you're gonna have to get used to.
I don't like
definitely.
the Zords. I don't like Rita. I don't like Goldar. I don't like anybody.
Okay, well,
They all look horrible.
if you remove that kind of stylistic, because I mean, look at the old show, and if they do it more accurate to the show, like the looks, it wouldn't work too well.
I know, like this.
No, there's a little.
You can't like.
There's
this
a
noises. Whoa, punching.
There's a little bit of that.
But
I was disappointed there was no sparks that came out when they got hit. Also, that's one thing I was.
I
lacking.
watched, not all of it, but I watched on Twitch the Power Rangers marathon.
Yeah.
Just you
They
know,
have it on Netflix too. The seasons.
I
At
think
least
just the first,
yeah.
just the first one. But they played every single season because the movie was coming out,
Which is a lot.
which was a shit ton of episodes, even to the current one now, which is like Ninja Steel or some shit. I don't know. They're
Sure,
they're
that
going
sounds
on
like a
like
thing.
27 seasons or something.
Yeah.
But I watched all of it, and you can't tell me that shit wasn't gold because it was. All right.
I haven't seen it in a little bit, so I don't know how well it holds up. But I really want to. I really want to watch it.
It to be honest with you, it really doesn't hold
It doesn't
up.
hold up too well.
Like nostalgia.
The nostalgia,
holds up.
you have to have nostalgia.
Nostalgia holds up because I grew up with that. Like
Yeah.
I go to kindergarten, go to nap time, wake up from nap time. I'm going home watching Power Rangers. You know,
Yeah,
that was the routine.
everyone around kind of our age and in between have that kind of
Dude,
experience.
you were
with Power
you were
Rangers.
in your daddy's sack, bro.
No,
you weren't
even
even born yet.
Even still, when I was out of the
What are you,
sack,
23?
Yeah, I'm turning 23 in a month.
Yeah, see?
But I mean, even that's like what, a 5-year gap between
Your first
the two
season
of us.
was like fucking Turbo or some shit.
That was going on, but they still played the retro ones. Like,
Oh, okay.
I
didn't like Turbo.
like
Turbo,
before that happened, I saw all the old guys and
Turbo was terrible.
I don't remember specifically which ones were. I just remember things like there was the bullies.
That was when
always
I
and
was
stuff.
kind of getting out of Power Rangers. When Turbo came out, I was like, am I getting old? What's going on in the
Which
world?
one was Turbo? The one with the
The
stars
cars.
on there?
No,
on
it's
their
the
face?
no. That's Zeo. I actually like that one.
Okay.
I like all of Power. I'm a huge Power Ranger. I like
Except
love Power.
Turbo, because you're just trashing on it.
I just like when they replaced Billy with like
It was a kid, right?
yeah with a little kid like
I
that was
remember
just
that.
weird.
That's when I was a kid.
That was just so strange to me. Even as a
But
kid
as a
myself,
kid-
I was like, what?
As a smaller kid, I was like, oh, that's cool. We could be. Oh, but he grows up, right?
You
like, when
were
he turns
learning to walk.
when
You
he
didn't
turns
remember.
To the Ranger, he turns to like a big guy, right?
Yeah, but it's so stupid. It's still dumb. Like, how do you
I
explain
wouldn't
that?
s- The whole Power Rangers like thing is dumb, but that's the point. It's like dumb action and
It's not dumb to
ninja
me.
people fighting alien people. Like it makes no sense.
Flying
But
a
it's good.
flying monkey, right?
But the movie.
Goldar.
The movie was so good. If like you go to that movie and you're running late and you miss the first
The T-Angst.
3 minutes of it, which kind of sets it up, and you miss where it says Power Rangers and you just kind of see the movie, you'll have no idea what you're watching. Like there's
So how does it make it good then? If you know, like that sounds
because
terrible.
it's a good movie. Like it's good in the sense that the writing was good. There was down moments where the kids were because they don't really turn to Power Rangers
till the end, right?
too quick in the movie.
It's not till the end, right?
Not
Just
to
be-
give. I'm not gonna tell you a time period, but
I'm gonna watch it anyway. I'm just waiting until Netflix.
There's a lot of dialogue between the kids trying to get to know each other and all that, and even that bit, it was interesting. There's never a moment where you're like, looking around and you're into it. You're definitely it
Batman
keeps
versus
you.
Superman moments in this.
No Batman versus Superman moments. They really want you to like the characters, and you end up liking the characters. I do feel like though they stayed true to Rita, and all her bits were a little cringy. Like the show, like it was like watching.
I
the
heard.
show as an
I
adult.
heard. Yeah, Elizabeth Banks played that type of like she.
And it
was more
I don't
of
think it was
the
her
cool-
fault, honestly.
No. I just think that's what she wanted to do. I think she wanted to be more of the pay homage
Yeah.
to the original Rita
Yeah.
a little bit. That's why I heard about that. Like some of the reviews and stuff I watched. That's what a lot of people said. Like she was
But she was always kind of a bad character. Like,
Because they made
the
it
show,
really serious. Like, this movie is supposed to be super serious.
and it was. The kids were really
like teen
serial.
angst. I have problems.
A lot of teen angst. Like,
I got problems. I'm pretty, but I got problems.
I was with a group of friends, and one of us said, like, oh, the angst, and, like, the whole theater started laughing. Like, it was, you feel it, and they're really pushing for that, but it was alright. It was, like, Breakfast Clubby type. Like, that's almost the feel you got from it.
Okay. You're not the first person to tell me. My buddy Ricky has campaigned for this movie. I'm in a group text with 8 people, which I never suggest you ever do. And you're like,
just message after message all day.
The most I ever got one day was 489.
Unread?
Unread.
How fun.
I posted on Facebook too, which was funny. But he really campaigned. He's a huge Power Rangers fan like me, and he said he loved it. He thought it was really great. My cousin JJ, which I had on the Sportscast yesterday, which you won't see, but he said it was really, really good. He liked it. And I was like, okay, like maybe. And then you told me it was good, so that was like 3 in a row.
See, but I was almost crucified because I was like, yeah, it was a good movie. And then everyone else walked out of the theater. They're like, oh, it was so awesome. And they're still on me. They're like, how did you think it was just okay? I'm like, no, like I liked it. It was good. But they're like, no, it was the best
they thought
movie
it was great. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, it was.
I don't know. We'll reserve my impressions about it when I actually get to watch it. I do want to see it. I just want to talk to you and hear a little bit. Let's talk about trailers now, because I don't think you saw King Kong or anything like that, right?
No, I wanted to. I've
very, very good.
I've tried to,
but we'll go past it. We'll go past it
because I could talk about Kong all day long.
Yeah, I bet you could. There's a racial joke that no one said. We just gonna move on. We're just gonna go. Let's talk about. These are a couple trailers I want to talk about. Let's talk about Thor first, since you brought it up earlier.
Thor.
What do you think of that trailer?
I don't know what they're trying to do with Thor. Like, everyone says it was very jokey. It wasn't jokey. The trailer just had, like...
You didn't get a Guardians vibe to it?
I definitely got a Guardian vibe, but Guardians was, like... almost seemed like improv jokes, although I don't know if they were, but it almost seemed like they're having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
This one is more kind of structured and put together.
Well, this is going to be like a road trip movie in space. That's what they're calling it. It's going to have
Is it? Because that's what Guardians of the Galaxy felt
Well,
like.
it's going to have Doctor Strange, and it's going to have Hulk in it. So it's going to be really cool.
Okay.
But continue. You didn't like the trailer?
I just don't know what they want to do with it. Like, I liked the Dark World, but when I saw it, and I have no desire to watch it again, so that's not very good. But
you didn't like the Thor movies, huh? I actually really enjoy the Thor movies.
Them. They weren't my favorite, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for a lot of people, they're not their favorite. Like, a lot of people didn't like the Thor movies, and I kind of like how they're doing a different thing on this one a lot.
Yeah.
I kind of cut you off, shit. But
you're good.
I love the ending to that trailer. Like, I loved where he was like, yes! He's a friend from work! That was one of the best parts, because they're really, comic book lore, they're kind of mixing Planet Hulk with Unworthy Thor together, which is really cool, which is really interesting. So we won't get a Planet Hulk movie, but we'll get a little bit of Planet Hulk where he's a gladiator and stuff like that.
I did like 2 things about it. You finally see the helmet, which is, it's good that they kind of held off on that.
Remember, he lost his hammer
sticky. Yeah.
too, so that's why he's kind of like Unworthy Thor, because in that comic series, he can't handle Mjolnir anymore.
That's the villain.
No.
What's that, Mjolnir? What?
That was his hammer.
Oh, that's the name of the hammer? Oh.
Yeah.
No, well, I don't know
something. I probably pronounced it wrong. Please don't kill me.
I don't know too much about Thor himself.
I love Thor. A lot of people hate Thor, but I love his.
He's
Thor.
good.
And I feel like Chris Hemsworth is the perfect Thor too.
Yeah.
Because they put the right amount of jokey moments in there, where he's. The reason why some of the older comics are dry, or some of the even like the older Spider-Man shows with Thor or something, is because he talks very
Asgardian, very
Shakespearean. Very. It's a lot of people don't like that, but Chris Hemsworth does it in a way where it's funny, where he can do funny jokes and stuff.
I like that he got a haircut.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of like
good.
also like Unworthy Thor, because he kind of looks that way in Unworthy Thor.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. I liked it a lot. What didn't you like? You seem like you really didn't care for this trailer at all, or this movie.
It just seemed
your
like
expectations seem low.
it just seemed like it is a
Whoa.
little bit when it comes to these kind of side tier Marvel things, but
Are you getting bored with the cinematic universe? You think it's kind of?
no. But I'm fascinated to see when people will, because looking at kind of
It's been what, 12 years? And it's
Yeah.
still not slowing down.
looking at like movies throughout history, 60s was very cowboy oriented and 70s was sci-fi and all that stuff. Like they always shift.
Yeah.
And there's a period where like now cowboy movies don't do too well. Magnificent Seven came out and I heard it was really good, but it didn't have that,
I need to watch that one. I heard that
Giant-
one's good too.
it didn't have that giant performance that they were hoping for.
You sure it didn't make that much money? I thought it made a pretty good amount of money.
Yeah, it did. Like it was a strong movie, but it almost seemed like for
Don't
the
quote
star
me, I don't
power
have the stats, but I thought it did pretty
for
good.
the star power that it had, like they really
Yeah,
wanted
it
to.
did.
They really wanted to, and it looked good. Like everyone I know kind of wanted to see it.
This
Everyone said it was
era
good.
is very much, Disney Marvel.
Yeah,
Disney Marvel and also Marvel eccentric, and then kind of, a lot of Disney movies, like the live action Disney movies are getting
which
popular.
I saw Beauty and the Beast, and I got some things to say about that also, but we'll guide this.
We'll steer it back.
We'll keep it back to Marvel, and I'm just fascinated to see how long people are really gonna pour billions into.
Please tell me you
These
saw
superhero
Beauty and
movies.
the Beast with like a chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she already saw it, and it was my idea to watch it. 'Cause I was like, oh, I really want to see it. And she was like, let's go to the movies. I'll pay for you. So I was like, let's do this. But we went to
She paid for you?
Yeah, we went to see Chips. It was like full-on friend stuff, though. Like full-on friend stuff. We went to see Chips, which was really funny.
Taking the high five back. Rewind.
And
Rewind it.
we snuck into Beauty and the Beast, and
Oh, did you? You went to Chips, dude? That movie looked horrible.
it was funny. It was
oh
funny.
my god.
I liked it. I actually really did. And I know I always have kind of an opinion that
What theater did you sneak into?
the good one. Actually, it was one of my favorites too.
It's so easy to sneak into movies. Like, it's
Universal is really easy. You go to the
They don't
the
care.
second floor. If you walk in through the exit, like just wait for a bunch of people to come out. There's no security up there.
They don't
There's
give
no.
two shits, though.
You-
They do not care.
But I didn't say that. So, and I never snuck into Universal.
You're
But come to think of
I
it, their
just wanna see if
prices
you
are
slipped up.
so expensive that you think about I can sneak into this easy. Like that's when it comes up because you paid so much.
Yeah, because
Same
basically,
thing
if
with
you
paying for these things, $60.
if you buy a ticket nowadays, if you're on a date, you buy a ticket for her and you, and then you buy her fucking food and you buy food. That's $60+
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Especially if you go to an IMAX 3D movie, which I've been doing a lot lately. So
Yeah. Oh, I don't really like the 3D when it comes to IMAX. It's just too much at once. But
I got a
IMAX
new theater that I found out. My pops found out, and it's really awesome.
Where is it
It's Cinepolis. It's like in Haines City, but it's really really
Haines
good.
City. Okay.
We
I've
gotta
never
take
been
you
that
for
way.
Guardians 2. Let's
Oh,
go Guardians
no,
2.
I've never been that way.
Yeah, we'll give you a ride
Awesome.
because he wants to watch Guardians 2. I want to watch Guardians 2. That's what my camera's sitting on is Guardians.
Yeah, I
2.
saw that. I thought it was cool. I don't know where you got that from.
I guess we could do a live unboxing of that too if you want.
What is it?
It's a Funko box. It's the Marvel Funko subscription box service that I guess I could say on air that I subscribe to. I wasn't, I wasn't given this free. I actually paid for it.
Yeah. It looks cool though. It's just a box, but it looks cool though.
Yeah, it's interesting. They always have a theme every 2 months. There's a theme. Like last 2 months ago, I forgot what theme it was. I think it was like Daredevil or something.
Mhm.
And this one's obviously Guardians 2. So we'll do a little bit of live unboxing. But the other trailer and final one I really want to talk about, and we'll end the podcast with the unboxing, since we're at 108 already, is It. The fucking It trailer.
What's it?
That boring movie miniseries we watched a couple
We
weeks ago.
tried
that-
watching it, and I think both of us were, kind of over it.
The thing is, a lot of people don't know is the original series is a miniseries.
Yeah.
This was actual live TV. This was two back-to-back nights.
And it looks it too. Like,
That's why you can't do some of the outrageous shit that you want to see from that book.
and it's not even like that. It's outrageous. It's just kind of.
It is pretty outrageous that. Like, he rips kids' arms off and decapitates people. And,
Well, I did not know that bit.
Yeah, that sewer scene where he grabs that. Like, first of all, if you see someone in the sewer, don't talk to it. Like, a sewer,
Especially if it's a clown. Guys.
Yeah,
Come
like
on. You've heard the rumors.
Yeah, and
they're not the fun, insane clown posse people. They're the crazy, high off LSD. Like,
it's very strange. If you see someone in a sewer drain, just go past it.
Just leave them alone.
Just go past it.
I think
go past it.
I think
But
that should be our campaign. Go past sewer drains.
But I don't think a lot of people understand that, and I feel like with remakes nowadays, and everyone's kind of hates them and gets bored with them. I think the Stephen King movies can actually do really, really well with it, and I think it will actually be a legitimate horror rated R movie. That trailer, I've watched it, I swear, like 16 times. So many live reactions. I actually saw it on the big screen when I went to Ghost in the Shell. It was the last trailer that we played. They played, and it was fucking epic. Everybody in the theater was just creeped out, and I was just like, yeah, it.
Yeah. There's like a new trailer off of it. I'm not sure if it's a trailer or just kind of.
What are you talking about? The Cat in the Hat?
A little bit of analysis. No. It's like a legit.
Because that was funny as shit.
Like, it's off of IMDb. They have like an exclusive kind of look into it, into the It trailer. So they're gonna get like interviews from people and stuff.
Let's see. Let's do a live reaction to that, bitches. Yeah.
There you go. Just go to IMDb, the Internet Movie Database. That's like my Bible right there. One of the places I live off of.
That's not funny, Dan. Okay.
But
I'm the funny on the damn.
Sorry,
I'm just messing with you. You're funny.
I'm sorry I tried. But yeah, it looks pretty good.
What'd you like about the trailer? I mean, that trailer to me was so fan. I don't think we need another trailer. Leave the fucking trailers alone. I don't want to see another.
We're gonna get like a million of them.
I know, and I don't. Guys, you did fan-fucking-tastic with that. Do not do another trailer. Leave it.
My rule is always the teaser, because this one's just the teaser. Then the second trailer, because the second trailer kind of shows more story, and then leave it. Because then.
Do you type in it?
No, I go to the top bit, and there should be arrows on the side that you can kind of scroll through.
It won't.
It's not
actually.
Oh, down. Browse trailers. This is how you teach near 30-year-olds technology.
Thank you, guy.
It'll be right here.
All right, but let's talk about the original one before we watch it.
Did you see
Battlefront
2? Yeah.
I haven't officially watched that. We'll do a live reaction on that too, I guess. God, you keep extending it. Let's before we watch what'd you like about the original trailer?
The trailer it showed all the good bits of a horror movie. Like,
yes.
we know the story is good as long as it's executed, because execution's everything.
What did you like? The music cues were on point. I loved everything. What was your favorite scene? What was the most haunting scene for you?
Okay, the haunting scene or my favorite scene?
What was? Okay, well, what's your favorite?
The favorite is in the beginning when it's going down the street and the camera's following him. It's flowing. The color's nice. It's very dark. It's very
rainy. Yep.
It's a little bit silly too. He gets bumped in the head and kind of flips back.
I kind of like how they reel you into that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is really innocent.
And I love the boat is really like on a track too.
Yeah.
And you feel it. You're like, oh, it's gonna go in the drain.
Yeah, it's
like when you first see it, like that's the first impression I had was it's gonna go in the train. It's gonna go in the drain, and then it falls in. The scariest bit was definitely when they lost control of the projector.
That was
and the air starts flowing, and it was real creepy. Like
when I went to the theaters with my boy for Ghost in the Shell. That was his favorite part of the scene too. Was the projector scene, and I kind of like how they got rid of the photograph book, and replaced it with that, because that is a very haunting thing. Like just seeing his face, like he knows about
as
them.
The mother, standing next to the family and everything, like that you have that eerie feeling for the family, but like I think everybody kind of knows that fear of losing control of it, and you can't be able to stop. So they're trying to like, what's going on? Like, stop doing the images, and the images just keep going and keeps progressing.
I like the fact too that like people have, I don't know what the phobia is, but people are really freaked out about clowns. Like they think clowns in general, but it's not a clown.
Yeah, it's
he's like a
spirit, right?
No, he's like a trans-dimensional being from space that landed on Earth.
Really?
And he takes the form of what you fear the most. That's why he changed, like in the miniseries, like, why the fuck is he like a werewolf now? Why is he like this now? It's because it takes on the form that you're afraid of the most.
Yeah. Which is weird, because growing up, I didn't know Stephen King. Like, for me, he was the creepy guy, but he was always kind of, like, more practical.
He was like Goosebumps.
Yeah, I guess so. But like now, kind of
not that scary.
Now,
but
kind of looking into it, it's like Stephen King is very sci-fi oriented. I didn't know he had this whole sci-fi bit about him.
Well, I mean, if you read the book, which none of us will,
it's
1,000 fucking pages.
I think it's the longest book he wrote.
Yeah, it's huge, but he literally made it transformed into everything, like Frankenstein, the werewolf, the mummy. Like, it's because it's like all his favorite characters he grew up watching. He put in that book. So I don't know if we see that. I definitely think they're banking on 2 movies for sure. I feel like this one's gonna be about the kids, and then the second movie is gonna be present day, 30 years later, where you'll see Bill Skarsgård on your Nintendo Switch. Oh shit!
But
which will be interesting. That second movie might be a little lame because if they kind of do present day, it's gonna be a little bit weird.
Yeah,
I feel like. But
I think that's probably just going to be the movie trailer. I would go to
okay.
their actual page and see the videos that they have off of it. So you would hit search and then it.
Boobs.
Because also it was most popular. It was probably most recent, which you should have done.
Also,
a lot of things we could have done.
Also, I'm okay. Like, a lot of people are trashing Bill Skarsgård because he's like a pretty boy. I think he looks fine as Pennywise, the asshole clown.
It'd have to be most recent. A lot of time wasted on this bad boy. A lot of time wasted. So
where is it?
Oh, go back.
Oops.
Go back again. Go to most recent. This is prime editing material right here.
Thanks.
And it is not here. It's on my phone. It's not here.
All right, fine. Play it on your damn phone.
Okay.
I don't see it.
You don't see. Oh!
Hello, Brandon Hardesty here with another No Small Parts IMDb exclusive. The character of...
Okay, I'm gonna try to fast forward that part. But
you can probably find this and edit it in the actual thing we're looking for.
Maybe it didn't really show anything new. It just talked about Bill Skarsgård. I thought it was actually a new trailer, and you fucking lied to me.
So this whole bit could be a good editing block.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn how to trim. I hope, for God's sake. Yeah. Airing out my business. We're not Howard Stern yet, okay? We can't just air out dirty laundry here.
No, we can't be Howard Stern.
But
I can be Howard Stern. You can be the sidekick. You can be Artie Lang.
No, I'm gonna definitely.
No, I'll
be
take
Howard.
that back. I want to be Artie Lang. I think he's funnier.
We definitely could. Like, well, the question is, when do we get to be Howard Stern? When do we start throwing?
When we hang this upside down.
When do we start throwing wieners at strippers' mouths to get them boob jobs, like for $1,000? When's that gonna happen?
Well, if not now, then when? I got $20.
That actually won't get you too far in the strip club, man.
But it will get us far in the hot dog.
But back
world.
to it, and hopefully some of the shit I edited out here.
Why would you edit any of that?
I don't know.
If you edit any of that, then they're really missing the gold, the best moments of the show.
Well, I meant the previous part before that, you piece of shit. You fucker. God. I need to learn how to edit that. I don't know. I'm gonna learning.
You just need a good program.
But we'll end it here with it. The trailer, and what are your expectations? Do you think this will be really, really good?
I don't know. It's all gonna come out. The more the feel's gonna come out through the next trailers, because
I don't want them to do anymore. I like the fact that he didn't talk yet. I like that. I don't want to hear him yet.
Well, they're gonna ruin that. So I hate to break it to you, but that's how honestly.
Thanks, Dan.
Horror movies are so hit and miss. This might be some of the best bits that movies I've seen a lot of movies now where the best bits were in the trailer. I'd say probably Power Rangers was one of those where all the action bits were already in the trailer. Everything else
I
is
heard
movie
that.
stuff.
I heard that.
Which
too.
is alright, because I like the movie stuff anyway, but the action bits, it's becoming a thing. So I'm hoping that it will deliver as well as it looks like it could. It definitely has a lot of potential, and we only see that through more reveals from the trailers, which you won't want to see. But
we'll do a live reaction to it. Like I said, we'll bring Maddie to this. He's part of the Mount Rushmore. I have like Dan, Matt, and Six. I feel like, but you'll see various guests on the podcast for sure. A ton of people have asked me already to be on it, which is super funny. Which is good. Like,
let's
hopefully,
get a big panel.
Hopefully, we could keep going with this, keep having fun with it.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for it. I mean, the potential is so high, but you're right. It's just a trailer. We don't fucking know yet.
Execution, man. Execution's everything.
We'll see, but it looks like they're gonna be a horror movie. I don't feel like it's gonna be like a suspense, but I feel like it's gonna be an actual violent horror movie.
It might surprise us. This could be a movie that it had a really good editor who put that trailer together, but poor director, or a really good director and maybe a shoddy editor.
I think DC. I think DC needs a couple of those editors for sure.
And it's weird because they have such brilliant minds, kind of backing up their movies, and
it's like you said, the execution.
It's the writing. No, but it's the writing. Honestly,
it's a little bit of both though. The execution's pretty bad too, especially Batman versus Superman.
And when it came to simple things like try to get people into it, they didn't get people into it. But then the story itself fell so short. It was like pushing too much too soon. There wasn't any room for growth. There wasn't, and they're trying to they're introducing new people, but that's not the growth we're looking for. We want a good movie as it is, not a kind of scope, a preview of what's to come while they're throwing stuff at us.
Which is tough to do. It's tough to do when you do a trailer.
You gotta play the waiting. Well, I mean the movie execution itself. You gotta. Marvel took the 12 years to get to where it is now, and people love the characters. They're gonna always want to see them. I could care less if I see Wonder Woman in another movie. Or Lex Luthor. He's a really good example. I could care less if Lex Luthor.
They messed up with that, though. Jesse Eisenberg and shit.
I feel like he did it right for what he was trying to do, but
I felt like he was too Joker. Too much Joker.
And he's not Heath Ledger.
And Lex Luthor is not... That's not the point. It's just Lex Luthor is now... I know this is his kid, but Lex Luthor has never been there. He was a brilliant fucking man. He was a brilliant... Man, he would never try to do that. He would try to get Superman to fight on his side first, manipulate him, do that, then do. It was just handled poorly.
They probably should have watched some more Smallville and saw that Lex Luthor, who was brilliant.
I never watched Smallville. I'm not super into Superman. I'm more of a Batman guy. Man bat.
Superman's fantastic. I got into Superman kind of the same reason I got into Dragon Ball Z.
I always found Superman too boring.
No, but this is the good bit. It's like Dragon Ball Z. He's such a pillar that everything they got to throw to him has got to keep up to that pillar. It's the same thing with Goku, where he's so strong, they got to try to one-up him, and then eventually...
You heard it here first on Golden God and Friends podcast. Goku would whoop Superman's ass.
No, I don't think so. You can't kill Superman, man. You can kill
Bullshit.
Goku.
You ever read Doomsday's story?
Yeah, but
he died in the damn movie. Spoiler.
Yeah, well, if you ever read Doomsday, you know that he comes back because
he
can't die in our world. So
what? We'll have him on the God's planet, and then he can die.
Goku will die.
I don't think so.
It would be an awesome fight, though. I think Goku will definitely get a bunch of good hits in.
We need to get Sean Schemmel, and then we need to get
Goku's the man.
Henry Cavill, and just have them debate who would win, Goku or Superman.
I think they're both.
He'll be like, "What the fuck's a Goku?"
They're both probably way too nice to say.
I can see Sean stabbing people.
Nah, Sean's an awesome guy.
He was very nice. Stop stealing my handshake, you piece of shit.
We'll talk about that.
So we'll end it. We'll end episode 1. We want to thank you so much joining the GG and Friends podcast.
Very Nintendo centric.
Episode 1 with Dan the Man, the preacher himself. Dan the Man, got him on the podcast. We'll try to make this weekly. I'll have a few other ones up. I'm gonna do another one with my cousin and hopefully get the audio corrected. Hopefully.
That's good. You want to hear it.
I definitely need. Well, you can hear me. You just can't hear it. You know. But thank you so much. Thank you, Dan the Man. I really appreciate your time. Finally dragged you out of church. Got you here.
And
helping me out.
For
Being part of the team.
For anybody who's made it an hour deep, definitely a big thank you.
I do apologize. It's a little long for sure. I usually want to generally keep it 40 to an hour. It will be a little bit longer if we have more people, obviously. But Dan the Man kind of went off a little bit. I got some editing to do for sure. But thank you so much. Episode 1 officially in the books. Stay tuned. I got to make the Twitters. I got to make the YouTube. I got still stuff to do. The Instagram. Anything you want to plug? You want to plug your own Twitter or Instagram? Anything?
I don't have any yet, but I should have some YouTube stuff coming up pretty soon. No names. So as that comes up, it'll come up.
We'll make a Twitter and shit because we need to do that for sure so people can ask us some questions and stuff like that.
We'll try to do some cool stuff.
Yeah,
I think video game reviews would be a great bit too. So
okay, we'll get some going on and we'll do some cross promotion. I guess. Oh shit, we were supposed to unbox that. Never mind. Fuck it. We're going past it. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.
Take care.